Good afternoon, y'all. Still holding the tan, and welcome back to the BlackManCan, the channel where masculinity is affirmed and supported, where we as men come to tackle the challenges of modern day society and with our women, and most of all, the channel that focuses on us becoming the best version of ourselves. Notice this is a men's channel. Ladies, you are welcome here at all times. You can come see me, but do not come for me. I will not go back and forth over a difference of opinion. Last but not least, please continue to like the channel, share the channel. You can send me texts via the email. If you have a topic you want to talk about, it's in the description box. And come to the Instagram public channel, BlackManCan 2022. I'm getting a lot of love on my personal channel, but I want to move and direct these videos over there. Also, there's the YouTube channel, The BlackManCan. But come to one of those places to get the most up-to-date videos and information. Not going to spend too much time belaboring other stuff, but we're going to jump in today with today's topic. The mindset and frame men must keep at all times to be a king. Okay? Now, when we talk about mindset, we're talking about the way you need to operate and think as a man. And when we talking about frame, we're talking about standing on your square. We're talking about having boundaries. We're talking about not tolerating BS from anybody. All right. But we're going to go down the list quick. And of course, we'll recap. First, self-respect begins with self-love. Always know that you are validated first and foremost by the Most High. You got to remember, there was 500 million sperm, and you were the one that made it. So automatically, you special. You are a man. You are blessed by God, and there's nothing that you can't do. You also have, on a secondary level, family, friends, your girl. You got other people. But you first and foremost know that your love comes from within. You don't need to look for validation from the world. You're already special from the minute you got here. So that's number one. Self-respect begins with self-love. Number two, don't move into a woman's place or have you get you things in her name. Women handle power differently. And if you move in with her, you better be on a serious paper chase. And I'm not talking about like some kind of temporary situation where brother's down on his luck. He just got out of jail. He trying to, a woman is supporting him. I'm talking about the Madden Kings. I'm talking about the brothers who ain't out here on their hustle. If you living with a woman, and she's basically holding you down and you ain't holding her down, at any given moment, she can flip the script on you. You see it all the time. Dudes getting kicked out of a woman's house. Woman saying, yo, don't get in my car because she co-signed for a car for you. Don't be that dude. All right. Always try to build your own. All right. Number three, avoid arguments with your woman if and when possible, as much as possible. Use discretion and self-control when dealing with conflict with women. This is something we all as men, especially black men, suffer a lot with. We were raised around black women. We raised around mamas that didn't take no mess, and they'll yell at you in a dime. But that's not what men are supposed to do. We all guilty of this. Whenever you sitting there with a woman, screaming at her, calling her the B word and everything, you losing, bruh. So if it ever gets to that level, you have jumped into the emotional realm. The emotional realm belongs to the woman. She is in control now. She's not looking at you like her man. She's looking at you like you one of her girlfriends. You cussing and fussing. Don't do that, brothers. All right? So avoid arguments. And more importantly, you'll never win an argument with a woman. She's going to shout you down. She's not going to be listening to you. And how, most of all, do you argue with feelings? There's no way to debate feelings. Because that's just how she feels. And most of the time, your woman is going to say, I feel this way. All right. So avoid arguing if you can. And if you have to get your point across, make your point and shut it down. Don't get into the back and forth. Like I said, I suffer with this. Brothers, we all suffer with it. But to remain in the frame and mindset of a king, you can't be getting involved in all the fussing and yelling. It's exhausting. It's draining. OK, we got enough problems as men. Number four. Always grind enough so that you have your own, no matter what happens. And if you can't pay all the bills and you living with a woman, you want to make sure you paying a big one, like the rent, the mortgage. You don't ever want to be in a situation where she holding everything down. Like I said, whenever they flip, They're going to be looking at you, calling you everything but a child of God, because as a man, society expects you to provide, protect, make provisions for, and do all these things. So the second you being taken care of, it's like, yo, she your mama. All right? So remember that. Always grind enough so that you got your own. Number 5, beware and be aware of people's energy around you. Now, this just doesn't apply to women. This applies just everybody. Is this person a blessing? Do they seek to bring peace, or do they seek to bring conflict? And love is greatly connected to understanding. When you're talking with somebody and you feel like they don't understand anything that you're saying, or they just want to debate and be combative with everything you say, that's a problem. Especially if it's with your woman. You need to check that, and you need to see if that is the situation you want to be in. I'm going to make another video about this, but I'm going to give a quick little example of the 3 kinds of people you find in life. There's what I call neutrals, light bearers, and vampires. And I mean your interactions with people. There's people I interact with in the street, and it's just like, la-di-da, you know what, I see them, there's not too high, it's not too low. I don't get any kind of energy from this person. They just basic, okay? Then you have light bearers. I know we all brothers, we got that one friend, that brother, that sister, that family member we can call up, and they can just lift your spirits. They just positive energy. Light bearers are awesome. You should try to surround yourself with as many as possible. And then you have vampires. Vampires are people who are just, they can find a problem for every solution. Yo, they complain about everything, their kids, their job, their life. It's mentally draining just to listen to them. And if you're dealing with a lot of vampires, brother, you getting your blood sucked out. So beware and be aware of people's energy around you. Last but not least, immediately express when someone has crossed your boundaries. People, whether it be men or women, but since this is a men's channel, we're going to talk about what the women do. People are constantly trying to find out what your lines are and see if they can get away with something. It's sort of like when you were a kid in elementary school and your teacher's out sick and the substitute teacher comes in. Kids be pulling all kind of stuff because they know, yo, I'm going to see if I can get away with this. This old lady, it's not the teacher. It's the same way in relationships. A woman will say something slick to you, do something out of pocket to you, and is waiting for your response. A lot of people call that a shit test. They waiting for your response to see, okay, if I can say this, I can do this, what else can I do? Be very aware of that. Immediately express your boundaries when somebody comes to you out of pocket. As a man, especially when you're dealing with your girlfriend's business, work associates, there's ways to do that too, but express your boundaries. And last, I said the other one was last, but this is the last one. Never live in fear of losing a woman. She's not yours, and you can't own her. It's just your turn, brother. It's hard enough for men to stay strong, be on our purpose, provide, protect, give security. So you need to look for a woman that's going to demonstrate the kind of traits you want as a man. As a king, I'm looking for femininity. I'm looking for cooperation. I'm looking for peace. I'm looking for understanding. And if I'm getting the opposite of that, then, yo, I'm not going to waste my energy there. So, brothers, to recap, as we always do, first and foremost, self-respect begins with self-love. You validated already by the Most High. You don't need to try to get validation from your woman, from people, from social media, none of that. You remember it first and foremost starts with you was one of hundreds of millions of sperm that got here. You special from the minute you came out your mother's womb. From the minute you came out your daddy's balls, you are special. And remember that you a king. Act like one. Number 2, don't move into your woman's house and don't have her get things for you in her name. It's one thing if she moves into your crib, but if you moving into her house, brother, you're going to have to be on your best behavior, and she can flip the script and try to kick you out at any time. Not a good position for a man to be in. Number 3, avoid arguments with your woman. Try to be more like sand instead of fighting fire with fire. You are dealing with a person's feelings, and you are a logic-based creature. So you can't argue with feelings. You try to find the common ground with your woman. You make your point and make your peace, and then you leave it alone. Don't get all hyped up, start calling her the B word, calling her this, that, and the third. Now you out of frame as a man. You in the emotional realm. All right. Number 4, always grind enough so that you have your own no matter what. And if you can't pay all the bills, make sure you paying the rent or the mortgage if you living with your woman. Don't be no dude that's sitting there living off his old lady playing Madden. Number 5, beware and be aware of people's energy around you. Are they all blessing? Are they conflict? Are they giving peace? And love is greatly connected to understanding. And watch for the neutrals, the light bearers, and the vampires out there. Watch for those 3 groups and try to keep more light bearers around you and more vampires away. But I said we're going to do another video on that later. Number 6, immediately express when someone has crossed your boundaries. People have a habit of constantly trying to find out what they can get away with you, like a child with a substitute teacher. You a king. You expect nothing less than respect from your woman, from your co-workers, from anybody that's in your path. Last but not least, never live in fear of losing a woman. Like I said, brother, I say constantly, leave the scarcity mindset. She's not yours, brother. It's just your turn. You can't control a woman and their feelings, okay? So your job as a man is hard enough to stay on your purpose, stay strong in a world that's always on your back, and to provide and protect and give security to a woman. You can't put no price on that. I don't care how much money she got. You can't put a price on the provision, the security, and protection a man brings along. Because when somebody banging on that door in the middle of the night, who you expect to protect the woman and the children? Me, that's who, all right? So look for a woman that's going to demonstrate traits of femininity, cooperation, peace, and understanding. Not conflict, pissing contests, arguing and fighting with you and talking crazy to you. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Please like the channel, share the channel, bring the video over to your friends so they can come and join over on YouTube, BlackManCan 2022, and of course on the YouTube channel, The BlackManCan. We're in the Genesis, but we're starting to get rolling. There's plenty of topics ahead. The BlackManCan. And if you didn't know, you better ask somebody. Peace.